watching the station covering all of the DMV. This is DC News Now.
Hi, everyone. Thank you so much for joining us for DC News Now at 9. I'm Susan Tran. Chris Flanagan has a night off. A grand jury in Northern Virginia has now indicted Naresh Bhatt. The husband of a missing mom is now charged with first-degree murder. Until now, he had only faced a charge of concealing a body. Police believe that Mamta Kafli Bhatt was killed on or about July 29th in their bedroom there in Manassas Park. They now say that DNA test confirms the blood was that of Mamta Kafli Bhatt's. The key piece of evidence is what led to a grand jury returning an indictment of first-degree murder. The police chief saying evidence points to her body being cut up, and the chief believes prosecutors have a strong case even without Mamta Kafli Bhatt's body being found, saying that they are going to continue to search for her and they will follow up if any new leads come in. His message to the family?
We never gave up. We investigated, and I told them from the beginning that we wanted justice for Mamta, and I think we accomplished that today by the detectives going up there and presenting the case to the grand jury, and it was a true bill.
At tonight's news conference, Mamta's brother and mother sat there in the front row. While they did not speak, Mamta's former colleague and friend, Holly Worth, did say that it isn't a celebration here, but of course a sense of relief, saying the family and the greater community is just so grateful for police and prosecutors.
Their goal has been two things: justice for Mamta and securing a future for her baby. And that's what guides their steps every day. And I'm confident as they leave here today, that commitment has not changed. They want to see Naresh Bhatt prosecuted to the fullest extent of the law.
Naresh Bhatt is going to be in court tomorrow morning at 10. His trial is set to begin next Monday, where he now faces 3 charges, including first-degree murder. That's going to be his arraignment tomorrow. And DC News Now's Daniel Hamburg will have much more tonight at 10 on DCW 50. Let's take a live look outside right now as we get a live look at the clear Washington Monument. No clouds. Also, not a lot of warmth. Chief Meteorologist Janessa Webb is here. And Janessa, we all have to bundle up. You have been warning us. This is the winter temps.
Yeah, it feels surely like we've stepped into December.
Yes.
Flip the calendar, and so not going to see much changes happening here with this forecast, really temperature-wise. That is going to stay the major theme, with wind chills are a primary factor throughout the week. And so the cloud coverage is very limited across the entire region, but wind chill factors, they're a big issue when winds are speeding up to 15, 20 miles per hour. At this point, they're fairly on the lighter side, out towards Kaiser, Cumberland, up to about 10 to 15. So not as bad as what we saw earlier, but the feel like 14 for Kaiser, 29 for DC, and the farther you go into Northern Virginia, 30s, upper 20s and lower 30s. So a very chilly night. Not much going to be changing with all the clear skies and a storm system to our north. Really, we're looking at multiple days where wind chills are going to be a big factor. Storm system well to our west and to our north. That is not going to impact us just yet. We have a bigger front coming in Wednesday night into Thursday, and that'll be our next shot at substantial moisture across the DMV. We'll take a look at that forecast. It's coming up, Susan.
All right, Janessa, developing tonight in the district, break-ins at 3 Georgetown businesses. At all 3, police say that 2 men smashed in a door or window using a sledgehammer. At DC Tasty Corner, investigators say they took $500. At Greco, they say suspects broke into a safe and took the cash. There was a similar scene at Dig, where they tried to steal a safe, but police say they left without it.
Luckily, at that time, we don't really have anyone in the building. But, you know, all it would have taken is for that to happen two or three hours later, and it could have been a really big safety issue.
The police chief now saying that these break-ins are part of a pattern they've seen in the district, as well as in Montgomery and Prince George's counties over in Maryland. And they're really increasing the presence of officers all across the district, especially in businesses and shopping districts. We have an update now in Maryland. 4 teenagers arrested for a deadly shooting outside of a Prince George's County convenience store that happened back in June. They say that Michael Jones, Ja'Cory White, as well as a 16 and 17-year-old boys killed Anthony Ward III. Ward was one of 3 people who were found shot outside of Fresh Market 24/7 there on Marlboro Pike. Ward later died at the hospital, and the 2 others survived. Let's take a live look at the Capitol right now. The moment of concern earlier today when a congressional staffer is accused of bringing ammunition right into the Cannon House office building. Michael Hopkins was arrested and charged this morning. Capitol Police say they found 4 magazines and 11 rounds of ammunition in his bag during an x-ray screening. Hopkins telling police he forgot he had those items in his bag, and he works for New York Congressman Joe Morelle, whose office says they are fully cooperating in this investigation. A major drug bust at Dulles Airport. Customs agents arrested a 30-year-old woman, they say, was trying to bring 71 pounds of marijuana to London. That amount of pot has a street value of $330,000. Agents say that she had the cannabis vacuum sealed in her 2 suitcases, and they found it during inspections. Developing tonight in Maryland, a popular community activist was shot and killed over the weekend. Cornelius McDonald was a longtime advocate against gun violence in Prince George's County. DC News Now's Tim Reed tells us about the deep impact he had on the community.
This is Jasper's Restaurant in Largo, Maryland, where police say 33-year-old Cornelius McDonald was shot to death on Saturday. Since his death, many have been sharing their thoughts and grief on social media about how much McDonald meant to his community.
This is really sad because so much violence is going on throughout the DMV.
Many are heartbroken about the death of Cornelius McDonald. He was a community leader and activist. His nonprofit, Stay Solid for Mental Health, empowered kids and teens by focusing on mental health awareness.
It's something that really needs to be done. You know, I mean, sadly that he lost his life over something that I'm not even too sure what it was about, but just for the fact is who he was, it doesn't really matter. He was a person, and that's what really counts, because people are losing their lives every day over pretty much nonsense.
Police say the shooting happened around 12:45 a.m. on Lotsford Court at Jasper's Restaurant. Investigators found him dead outside. Police are working to find a suspect and a motive.
I follow him on Facebook, and I see the things that he's doing, especially with mental health. We need that. And just to think that this is the same thing that he's going about, teaching young people and teaching people how to actually be careful about what they do. And just to see that this actually happened to him, leaving a child and a family behind, it's a rough thing.
You know, it's heartbreaking and kind of disheartening. I mean, especially for a guy who's put so much of his time into these type of efforts right now. You know, and for that to happen to him, it's just uncalled for.
My condolences go out to him and his family and friends and people like that, but he's going to be truly missed.
If you have any information about this case, call the Prince George's County Police. In Largo, Maryland, Tim Reed, DC News Now.
DC News Now is your local election headquarters. Maryland Congressman Jamie Raskin wants to be the top Democrat on the House Judiciary Committee. Raskin is challenging New York Democrat Jerrold Nadler. This is setting the stage for a high-stakes clash between the two for the ranking member role. This is one of the most powerful committees on Capitol Hill, with jurisdiction over agencies including federal courts and law enforcement. Also in Maryland, Senator-elect Angela Alsobrooks has stepped down from her post as Prince George's County executive. The Maryland Democrat posted her resignation on social media this morning, saying her service to the county has been, quote, the honor of my lifetime. For now, the chief administrative officer, Tara Jackson, becomes the acting county executive, and because of the timing of her resignation, there will be a special election to fill Alsobrooks' seat. The special primary will likely fall between early January to early March, followed by a special general election. The recent election left behind so many of these campaign signs, and in the district, the deadline to get rid of them is Thursday, December 5th. The holidays are in full swing at the White House. Take a look. We got a sneak peek at the decorations there at 1600 Pennsylvania Avenue. And this year's theme, Season of Peace and Light. More than 300 volunteers spent the past several days putting up all of these displays. It's so mesmerizing and magical here. There are, in total, 83 trees, 10,000 feet of ribbon, and 165,000 lights. In fact, the official White House Christmas tree so tall that crews had to remove a chandelier just to get it in place.
To you, the people who brought this vision to life are volunteers. This would not be possible without your work. It's been incredible to watch all of you transform this space year after year.
Must have been so cool to be part of this project. First Lady Dr. Jill Biden actually hired an event producer, Brian Raffinelli, to create the whole vision. He is the same designer who also did the Obama's White House decorations. As for the Capitol Christmas tree, the lighting ceremony is tomorrow. Crews have put thousands of lights on that 80-foot evergreen, which is affectionately named Spruce Wayne. It traveled more than 4,000 miles from Alaska over to D.C. The event is tomorrow night at 5, and they're going to be flipping on the switch to the tree that sits there at the West Lawn. It's going to stay lit until January 1st.